welcome to Get Your Bell Rung Pro Wrestling Podcast. My name is KG. I am your host. Got a full crew tonight with me. I think.
Hey, if you notice in the light
referee,
changes, that's because I got a party going on where I am. Hey, put your panties back on. Don't be so rude. I'm on a TV show. Holy crap, these girls! Talk about a ring rat extraordinaire. I thought those days were dead.
The best damn referee in the indie business, although Bob Cook says he sucks, but that's okay. George Strong.
I didn't say that. I said he doesn't have an action figure.
I don't have an action figure, so I'm not. That's what a heel would say. Okay.
With me is the superficial cooker, the Hall of Famer Bob Cook. Also, my compadre Mark.
Get it back.
And then a special guest tonight, the silverback Big Joe Helms, who has the best damn entrance on the indie scene. If you guys haven't seen it, man, you guys should check it out.
Thought you were going to say the best damn punch is going to be a conflict of interest.
I was waiting for it. I was waiting for it.
No, Justin's not on.
We gotta let Mark judge it first.
Well, then we know we don't have. Never mind.
We will attempt to do the recap of Monday Night Raw. We'll see what's going to happen because, although we don't have Kurt with us tonight, so we don't have anyone to make fun of, as far as them being dead the next year. So
how do you do that? This stuff with the God like this. I don't know. Get somebody else to do it. You guys got to know. Where did I put that shovel, by the way? I had it with me.
Right now,
you know what we're going to do tonight, though? Let me interrupt you. We're not going to bury Kurt. We're going to bury wrestling fans. That's what we're here for.
Well, we can start off with possibly burying Dave Meltzer. According to Dave Meltzer, Pat McAfee is possibly not coming back to do commentary on WWE because they're not paying him enough money, according to him. So,
isn't that too bad?
Yeah. Apparently, he makes $17 million. Apparently, he makes $17 million outside of WWE, and he's not getting half that.
Sorry, Pat, but you won't be missed, much like Piper Niven or a few others that could go by the wayside.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Oh, Mark, are you with us? There you are.
Is he drinking? Oh, I thought that was...
No, I was on.
I don't know what was doing.
Man, this recap has started just like Monday Night Raw did. Where it's like
Mark, I know you.
Mark,
I know you were scouring the internet, but Piper Niven doesn't have an OnlyFans page.
Damn it to hell!
I didn't mean to want to.
I want to find it.
I didn't want to bear this news. I didn't want to tell you this news on the air, but But
damn, sorry.
I'm not the one that said he liked Piper Niven. George did.
Oh, well,
yeah,
George.
He said he'd take that grenade for us.
Hey, don't pass the buck, Mark. You wanted to know if she had one.
Dude. 6 episodes ago, you said you'd take that grenade for us. Don't even back out now.
That's not a grenade. That's a nuke.
Yeah. Yep.
It's also not nice to say those things.
Oh, okay.
We're not a nice group of people. Go ahead, Mark.
True.
All right, so we start out with Seth and his crew coming in the ring. Braun wants Sammy. Bronson wants Jay. And Seth wants Penta.
And I want a pizza and more Mountain Dew. Yada, yada, yada.
Yeah, pretty much. So the course of the night, they all got their matches, pretty much.
Yeah.
Are you saying it was pre-booked, pre-planned, or they actually brought it on themselves by what they said? That's what I want to know.
Well, yes,
can't wait for that Netflix show behind the scenes. Everything's going to be exposed. People are going to be in an uproar.
So, they kind of made it look like there was already tension, between the guys with Brian Breaker grabbing the microphone from Paul Heyman as he's giving it to Seth Rollins.
The only real tension was Paul Heyman's blubber on his heart.
What'd you guys think about this segment? I'll let our guest Joe go first.
I think it was pretty solid. It kept me entertained and watching the TV the whole time. I feel like maybe Bronson Reed will be the next one to take the microphone away from Seth Rollins when he's about to get it.
If you could get the
'Cause I
donuts
think
out of his mouth long enough.
I mean, it's one of those things where I feel like that everybody has their own agenda and they're not completely gel. Like they're all on the same page. I don't think they are. I think they have their own agendas instead of one agenda to take over, kind of like NWO had. You know, I think Bronson. I don't know. Even watching his match, I didn't feel it.
Yeah, I definitely don't think that this faction will be around for even a couple of years. I think it's to be short lived. George?
I agree with Joe, but I also think that I really enjoyed Braun taking the mic at the beginning. That was fun. For a change, the opening segment was actually entertaining, not just talk, which it was talk, but it was actually entertaining. I just see the group breaking up after Seth cashes in and gets the belt. Then, he pretty much, they do the same thing they always do, Paul Heyman and Seth, or Paul Heyman and Shield. It was a plan to get him the belt and use everybody else. So it's going to come to a head like that. I don't see it going past a year either.
I think the first person that they're going to turn on will be Bron Breakker. What about you, Mark?
Yeah.
Well, Seth and Bronson Reed already have heat. Yeah, Braun's going to be. It's going to go down like evolution, basically. They're going to turn on Braun because he's got the most potential, I think.
Right. Now,
as far as them. Oh.
Go ahead, Mark. No, go ahead.
Well, as far as their longevity, I don't give them 6 months.
Yeah. Now, Bob, I understand that besides Paul Heyman's tits, there really wasn't any tits and ass for you to look at.
Well, that group's going to be around. When that group comes on my TV, they're around as long as it takes me to go click, click, click. Seth Rollins has a voice. Seth Rollins' voice is like nails on a chalkboard. Holy
Say it again. Say it again, brother.
Seth Rollins' voice is like nails on a chalkboard. Liv Morgan's nails. Huddo ho.
I agree.
Yeah, I think and I think the group is just the main goal of the group. Besides putting the belt back on Seth, is just to give Braun and Bronson a bigger rub. That's all. It's not. Yep. That's why it's not long term. Braun comes out the baby face and make Bronson more of a monster heel than he already is. That's it.
Yeah,
not gonna be much change. No change for Seth.
Braun comes out the baby face and Bronson becomes a ring boy.
For Dalton Castle.
Dalton Castle. He's entertaining. Dalton Castle was entertaining.
Yeah, an ROH champion. But hey, Joe, so do you foresee the very first feud between any of these guys, it being actually Bronson Reed taking on Bron Breakker once they break up?
I feel like Bronson Reed's going to be the weak link.
Yes,
I just feel like he's the weak link. I don't think they'll go after
Bron Breakker.
Bron Breakker.
Yeah.
Unless
I don't feel like they're going to go after Scott Steiner's.
Oh, yeah.
Son, whatever you call him. I can't ever think of it anymore. He's got so many names. But I don't feel like they're going to go after him first. Steiner Boy, that's better.
He's the weak link. He's the weak link unless he challenges Joey Chestnut to a hot dog eating contest. Then we got something going.
Then he can eat all the links he wants.
You know what's sad? I actually know the name Joey Chestnut. I'm ashamed of myself. If I had a gun, guess what? I'd be making new internet suicide right here.
Yes, it is sad.
That's the dumbest thing in the world. Slap fighting and all you can eat hot dogs. The dumbest crap ever.
I just feel a main event, like a main event thing between Seth and the Steiner Boy. There's just too much. There's too much. I feel like too much draw power there between those two. That Bronson, I don't think Bronson's there yet. I really don't.
Well, the reason why
I like him because he's a big guy, but I don't know.
The reason why I think Bron Breakker is going to be the one that's going to be the baby face and they're going to turn on him is because I think Brian Breaker is the only one between Breaker and Bronson Reed. Brian Breaker is the only one that I can see the fans accepting as a baby face and actually cheering him right now. I don't foresee them getting behind Brian or Bronson Reed. And as far as the match goes, man, I don't know. I think the fans would pop a match between two really big guys like that.
Bronson
I could
Reed.
see.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say I could see Braun Breaker being like a tweener, like Stone Cold, but he's so good as a heel.
Yeah,
It's just it. That would be my only direction. I just can't see him as a full. He's never going to be a white meat baby face. You know, he's just not.
No,
He's
he'll
just
end up
not.
being like Scott.
right.
Exactly.
So
He's
and
too much
Bronson-
like them.
Yeah, he is. Bronson Reed is just missing that X factor. There's something he's just missing. He doesn't have all the complete parts.
He's not missing
Yeah,
any
everybody-
meals. We know that much.
Yeah,
No, that's for sure. Now, here's something else to play. It has been confirmed that his cousin is signing with WWE. I can't remember his name. I'm talking about Brian Breaker's cousin.
Oh yeah,
Scott's
Brock,
son.
Brock Steiner, Brock.
Yeah.
Brock?
Yeah, Brock. Yeah,
Brock,
I
yeah.
can foresee them doing kind of like the Steiner Brothers 2.0. Those two guys.
I bet they
Yeah,
change
he's
his name.
I was about to say he's
Oh,
definitely
yeah.
not going to come in with that name. They
Yeah.
don't want nothing to do with Brock right now.
Well, I hope he packs some size on. I hope he packs some size on because the pictures I've seen, he's not that. He's athletically built, but he's not like thick, durable build. You know what I'm
Are
saying?
you
I hope he
saying he's
packs
not
some
on
size
steroids?
on. He can get a little bigger.
By the way, steroids work for all you out there wondering.
They do.
We should all be on them.
No, if you don't
Yeah,
mind
the,
having
the only thing I'll say about that, segment, because it's like Bronson Reed, is that he's not gonna get where Braun Breaker is, but they've had that match with Seth and Braun on NXT when he had the when he was defending the title everywhere, and it was a really good match. So I could definitely see a more storyline driven, like more dramatic feud with him and Braun later on down the road. But Bronson, everybody just likes seeing a big guy that flies. He's not a big draw when it comes to mic work, and he's not bad on the mic. He just, like you said, he does, like Mark said, he doesn't have something.
Yeah,
He's
a
no
Weeble
Bam
Wobble.
Bam Bigelow.
right. But what I can see happening is they're starting. The first feud, as I said, Bronson Reed and Brian Breaker, because they're going to wait for a second before they pull that trigger for it to be between Seth and Brian Breaker. So
Yeah.
I foresee it being a feud between those two big guys with Seth Rollins interfering constantly, leading into that big feud between Seth Rollins and Brian Breaker.
pretty much.
Go ahead, Mark.
I could see that.
All right, so next we go to a recap of Judgment Day and their tag team champ win. Then we
Lost
go to
name?
Judgment Day.
Oh yeah,
Go ahead.
Yeah, that's right. You win. Go ahead.
Yep. Judgment Day backstage with a live memorial. I loved it. I loved
I'd like to rest in her peace. Oh,
Hey-o.
I didn't say that, by the way. That was my friend over here to the left. Keep
That
it
was
quiet.
AI, right?
We're on the show. Shut up. Mike picks everything up. Shut up. Sit over there and shut up.
Hey, speaking of that Judgment Day clubhouse, I think Bob has that for Kurt. He has like a memorial of Kurt right there. He's gonna make so when Kurt comes back on the show.
Yeah.
Right,
Very true.
Same
very
way
true.
Roxanne did for Liv.
right. All right, so next we go to Kairi Sane versus Roxanne Perez. Kairi Sane owned that bitch all through that match.
Really?
Yeah, but it was
I feel
just-
like that. I just was not a fun match for me to watch. There was a lot of missed stuff in that, and I was just
Yeah.
like,
Yes.
oh.
You can tell.
Yeah.
You can tell that
Yeah.
was their first
Kairi
time wrestling
Sane
each
missed-
other.
Yeah, Kairi Sane missed a kick by this much, and Yeah, and you seen Roxanne Perez still react to that kick, and you had Corey Graves. Well, she didn't get out of the kick. I'm like, she didn't get none of the kick.
That's an old Vince McMahon catchphrase from commentary. Yeah, you get all of it. Like,
That's
no,
because they're programmed to carry on the spot, not do it on the fly in instances is like that.
Well, did you
By
see
the way,
where
oh, never mind. Go ahead.
where Kyrie Sane gave the Hurricanrana to her, and she hit the Hurricanrana, and Perez stood there for a second, like, "Oh, I'm supposed to fly," and I was like, "Oh."
I saw it too. I was like, "Oh,
took a second
like,
to she needed to go with it," and I'm like, "That was so bad." Like I was just
like she grabbed the rope and didn't move.
I was like,
and this girl has been training since she's 15.
We were both watching. I was telling the girlfriend we were both watching. I was like, "Oh my gosh, I cannot believe that." She just stood there for like a second, was like, "Oh, I'm gonna go."
Yeah.
Oh, Hurricanrana spot. I forgot.
It happens.
Well, like she just did a front roll real quick. Oh.
Man.
Anyways, Kyrie gets the pin. Raquel comes in, starts.
Hold on. Go ahead, Bob.
I was just going to say, that professional wrestlers do it live and botches happen now and then. And the reality of life is that thousands of people put a movie together. Millions of dollars are involved, and they still botch once in a while, too. The mic comes into the scene. This happens, that happens. They re-edit, they edit. There's still mistakes. So get off people's cases. We're making mistakes once in a goddamn while. I just made a mistake. I won't talk about it, though.
Go ahead, Bart.
So after the match,
you want to no-sell that? Because it's true. How many times have you watched the movie? Steven Spielberg's first movie called Duel. There's a mistake. There's a reflection in the phone booth. You can see Steven Spielberg's camera. It's a botch. But he's Steven Spielberg, damn it. Go ahead. Sorry.
After the match, Raquel comes in, starts causing trouble. Austin comes out looking like Pinky Tuscadero.
Oh, that's not a bad thing.
No, it wasn't.
Although I like leather Tuscadero better, to be honest.
Right.
Yeah, I'll be honest. What Asuka was wearing, and her appearance looks so much better than her normal ring gear that she wears to the ring. Like she looked like a badass last night.
By the way, I'm really upset with myself that I know who Leather Tuscadero and Pinky Tuscadero is because that means I'm old. Thanks for rubbing it in, you bastards.
I brought it up, so I'm just
come in these shows and get insulted like that.
After our viewers are going, who the hell's Pinky Tuscadero?
I'm a fake Hall of Famer. Damn it. Show me some real respect.
Anyways, they made short work of Raquel and Roxanne.
Yep. Joe, what you think about this run-in? What you think about the way Asuka looked? Do you prefer that look over her normal ring gear with her painted face?
I think she looked good. She's hard. She cracks me up when she tries to speak. Her broken English is just kind of makes me chuckle a little bit. But I don't know. I don't know if the two girls hadn't been around each other in a while. They just did not seem gelled like they used to be. I don't know. I thought it was impactful. I think it's something. I think it's WWE bringing something together to get people more involved for the next pay-per-view. They're trying to pull out more stops.
You know what it makes me do when she speaks?
Mute.
That's it. I mute the bitch. I mute her. Do you understand that?
I thought you.
Yeah,
I thought you
were doing the Japanese movie stuff.
I thought he was trying to masturbate with his spastic arm.
Well, this is never mind.
Oh man,
very crude subject matter.
I think WWE is trying to put together more women tag teams, especially with Evolution coming up.
and
So
reunite the Kabuki Warriors. Because
I tried to do that in a hotel room in New Orleans back in '92. It didn't work out like I wanted, but
go ahead, Mark.
I mean, it worked out, but not like I wanted.
Yeah, Bob was done in 2 minutes, and they carried on.
Kayfabe again. Don't be believing. Don't be believing them rumors. Jeez. It's the internet. It's not true.
Bob was blown up 5 minutes in.
Hey, I was in good shape back then. It was 7 minutes. Come on.
Dusty finished.
But he paid for the full hour.
I didn't mind doing the job though.
All right.
Used to be on my back.
Next, we go to Adam Pearson's American Made, and they're all in uproars because Grande Americano's got a match tonight, and apparently Chad Gable's not going to like that. And then the little bulldog, she gets in the battle royal.
Yep, Ivory. Yep. It was what it was.
Nothing on that segment. All right.
Well,
No,
with
I think
segment, what I got a kick out of was the one who's supposed to be dumb, who was
Talking about me again?
Brutus.
Yeah, how he got smacked in the back of the head because he kept on
Brutus
insinuating.
Creed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was funny.
Brutus
Yeah, I did like
Beefcake. I
that.
never liked him either. He's not the smartest knife in the sharpest knife in the drawer. Oh, you're talking about something else.
No, we're talking about the Creed brothers, not the barber.
I don't like his wife either. She's annoying.
She looked annoying on
She claimed that, I think she claimed when she met Beefcake, she wanted to have sex with him like a ring rat, but she'd never heard of Hulk Hogan before. Yeah, I believe that story, honey.
Yeah. Nope. Go ahead, Mark.
I'm not a mark.
All right, so then Asuka and
What he
Kyrie
is.
Sane get a match at Evolution. Next we go to Nikki Bella, wanting to get into the Battle Royal because she's still got something to prove. I don't know to who, but whatever.
Yeah, that was. I don't know. I didn't know what to think about that segment. That she put.
Her promo was
Yeah.
awful. Sorry, I'm going to be straightforward.
Yeah.
It was like too Valley Girl, like she didn't know what she was doing. Like I was just, yeah, bleh,
She's out of practice.
Yeah, very out of practice. So that's how I felt about it. I was just like, you're not firing me up for nothing.
Yeah,
That ship has failed. Nobody cares about the
it.
Bellas.
Lacked everything because Liv got hurt. They hyped it up with the little promo that Liv cut, and they got in the fight. And then you get this awkward promo. I'm in the battle royal even after Liv did this. It's like, well, Liv's not there, so you probably should be on the show.
Yeah,
Sorry.
she needs to be on that show because she owes all that money she has to pay every month for child.
Spousal support.
Yeah. Yep.
God, I would kill for something like that.
Yeah.
Sex with a hot chick, then when it's over, she has to pay you for a long time. God, what kind of deal is that? Sign me up.
That's after she kicked his ass.
I don't care. I don't care.
I don't think Bob cares.
Bob's willing to take an ass kicking from a female as long as he gets
Hey, I let
paid.
people kick my ass for 15 years. I'll keep doing it for money.
All right, so next we go to Sami Zayn to the ring. Karrion Kross comes out and beats the piss out of him with a pipe. But Sami's determined to have the match. Moron. So he goes against Braun Breaker and gets his ass handed to him, basically.
Yeah, and this match lasted longer than it even should have since Sammy was
Right.
going to
Yes.
hurt that way.
Right.
Yes. I couldn't buy the whole match because of the pipe thing. I just couldn't. Like I was like, really? Come on, you overdid it. It's overkill.
Yeah, to me that made Brian Breaker look weaker. It's like, are you telling me that's going to take you this long to be the guy who just got hit and injured ribs with a pipe, and you can't just take them?
I mean,
Yeah.
look, Tanya is not a wrestling fan. She watched it with me last night, and she said the same thing. She goes, "Well, that just makes him look weak as heck to come in and want to destroy this guy that's already destroyed." Like, okay, let's just close the casket on the guy. Right. That's really all he did.
We're not talking about Kurt again, are we? What I do? Doze off for a minute?
Oh God.
Bob, do you think
All
this
right.
match went on too long?
Oh yeah, easily. It should have been
Anytime,
30 seconds.
anytime Sami Zayn's on, it's too long.
Right.
Damn.
That's another guy
The
I
match-
just could
you know
never get into with.
The match
Yep,
lasted
I
longer
agree.
than Sammy does in the gym, obviously.
Yeah, no shit.
And you heard Braun Breaker's promo about Sammy looking like he doesn't go to the gym. It's like
That's
they just
true.
use
Yeah.
everything people on the internet say and like put it in promo. It's like
That'd be like
That's-
calling me
that's why I
fat.
like
I mean,
Triple-
come on. It's redundant.
that's why I like Triple H's creative, man. If he hears something enough on the internet, he's like, all right, let's
Yeah.
just put it in a promo and see what happens.
Yeah.
I mean, the
Well,
crowd's eating up everything Braun says, so
Sammy's got that natural strength.
Oh,
Yeah,
You mean that retard strength? We're not supposed to say that in 2025, but I just said it.
I wasn't going to say it, but no, I could never get like on board with Sami Zayn, and I used to kind of like Seth Rollins until he got beat up by that fan. Now I'm just like,
Yeah, so did Seth's wife.
that's just done for me, man. When he got beat up by that fan, I had to explain that whole thing to Tanya too. I was like,
Well, that fan
all
was
the rules
actually
are out the
special
window
needs
when they
too,
jump
man.
the rails.
Aren't they
that
all?
fan was actually special needs too.
Yeah, but aren't they all? Come on.
hey, don't
Come on
talk
now.
about Mark like that.
That fan had a good spear.
That was, I was going to say that was a great spear too.
A good
It
I
spirit?
learned that
Are we
from
talking about?
Goldberg.
Did you say good spirit? Are we talking about Kurt again? What am I zoning out?
No, for that dude being what, 180, 220? He had good speed and he had a good spear. You know,
And he doesn't work for WWE.
and it doesn't. Not yet.
Do you people realize that if that was Terry Funk, that fan, and I'll say it, that retard would have got his ass
He
beat
did.
Yes.
live in
Yep.
live
That's
in
what I was-
person and on television or wherever.
They would have
I
peeled
was
Terry
trying to-
off.
I was trying to
Even-
explain. I was trying to explain that, like, if fans jump the rail, no matter where you at, all bets are off.
Yes.
They're fair game because they're trespassing now.
I've
So-
I've beat up a few fans in my time, but between you and me, they were drunk. Thank God, because I'm not a real fighter. They fake punch.
I mean,
heard the story.
Hey, Mark, see, Bob's punches do work.
even Chris Jericho, for the love of God, beat the shit out of a fan for attacking, and Seth Rollins was literally
That's no way to talk about Goldberg.
laid out
Oh, wait a minute.
with, with security.
I
there
heard
to
a,
save
I
his
heard a
ass.
story, guys. I heard a story on a podcast one night. This is hilarious. I think it was Jericho. Jericho had got into it somehow with Ric Flair. It legit got into it. And Flair threw a punch at him, like to throw a punch at him, and Flair threw the worker punches for so long. He's like, he tried to hit me like 6 times and didn't do anything to me. Forgot how to throw a punch.
Yeah, I'm
He's
so
like,
glad
"What
I
was
never got in bar fights.
Yeah, sometimes I botch mine when I throw them. Sometimes I've had a couple of instances. Whoopsie.
You see, when I
My
used to
bad.
throw a punch, when I throw a punch, I made a sound effect by slapping my chest. So if I got in a bar fight, I'd have that sound effect, and people go, "Holy crap, he hit him!" But he must be a pussy because it didn't even knock him down or move him. Sell it.
Doesn't even have a mark on his face.
But it sounded amazing.
You ain't gonna feel that tomorrow.
No, you know, I tell you, I
All
was
right, Mark.
wrestled in a strip club a few weeks ago, and I punched a girl.
Mhm.
You know, part of the show. And I didn't touch her, and she got in the back. I told her, "You okay?" She goes, "Yeah." She goes, "Next time, lay it in." I said, "Hey, I don't do that. That's not wrestling. Lay it in. No, hit me harder. I can take it." I'm one of the boys. I said, "Well, I never hit them hard either." What world do we live in?
Check that before they become strippers. Make sure they're not one of the boys.
The great Lincoln taught me nobody likes a crowbar. You know, I tell people all the time, I wrestle some of the toughest guys in the business, the Road Warriors, the Steiners, Kevin Sullivan, all these guys, and never once did they ask me to hit them harder. You know why? Because it's a work, morons.
I have to ask people to actually hit me because they're too scared to do anything to me in the
Well,
ring.
you're a big guy. I understand.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just like, come on, guys.
Yeah. Next time I see you, I'll hit you for you.
Oh,
Please, please.
get it on video.
Get
Get it on video so we can show it to Kirk before he passes away. Make it quick. You guys should get together next week.
Well,
That's
we're
not
going to
funny,
be
by
in
the way.
Vegas together, so maybe you'll get
Well,
to
there
see
you
it
go.
in Vegas.
Almost next week.
All right, Mark.
So next we go to Pierce, Adam Pierce with the War Raiders. I really didn't catch the gist of it. I'm assuming somebody was whining. But
Well,
the New Day saved that segment with their get up and their mourning of losing the tag team titles.
Yeah.
well, the War Raiders were whining that they got to catering first, and by the time everybody else got there still wasn't enough for them. So that's what they were really complaining about. Didn't come across
They
that
were
way on TV,
rating-
but you could read between the lines. And the roles were fat. You can read between there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was really hope we were done with the Raiders, but guess not.
Yeah, don't we like to say we don't like to see anybody lose their job or get fired, but hey, we wouldn't shed a tear if they did. You know what I'm saying?
I'm sorry. I'm more of the storybook character wrestlers. Like all these guys, there's no story behind them. I mean, I'm a sucker for the 80s, 90s storybook characters, man.
Yeah.
Well,
It just makes it hard. It just makes it hard for me.
yeah, but wrestling fans don't have that attention span anymore.
Well, so does Liv Morgan. We won't go there. Oh, I did it again. Damn it. I just wander off on these tangents. It's weird.
Well, that's the people in the office's fault for trying to change how the fans look at things. That's them. It could be how it wants to be if they dictate it the right way. Because
No.
basically,
Yeah.
you tell the fans what to think.
Yeah,
you
I
do.
was saying that
It's like-
when we talk.
You
I'm
tell the
sorry. When
fans
we
what to
talk
think.
about the War Raiders, I don't know. I like them back in the Ring of Honor days, but I kind of like that Vince made them Vikings because it made it more interesting. I never did find them to be like oh man, they're going to go far with their acting and promo skills. They just know how to wrestle. But it's
You're
like
probably like
when they became
probably-
Vikings, they look more convincing.
you probably like Samoa
Yeah.
Joe too with those awesome punches he throws. Oh, Mark could tell us about those punches. How are those punches, Mark? Look up Samoa
were-
Joe and tell us about those punches.
Hey, they weren't thrown by Dustin, so I don't care.
Oh, okay. By the way, don't tell Joe I said that because he's bigger than me.
All right. So next we go to Becky.
But then again, he's bigger than most people. Oh, I did it again. Fat jokes. We got them all night.
Yeah. So this whole thing with Becky Lynch and
Bailey.
the two, Bailey and
Becky, Bailey, and Lyra.
Lyra. Look, the fans had zero
Walk into a bar.
interest. The fans had zero interest in this. They were
Neither did I.
quiet until the very end. And at the end, we got to hear a little bit of noise, but the fans didn't care about this shit. And I agree, I didn't either.
I'm sorry, but the move that little girl put on both of them, come on, man. Like that is unbelievable selling in the ring over it. And I'm sitting there looking at him
Yeah.
like, really? Come on, man.
Wasn't that?
Those
I
are
thought
the
that
two
too.
girls.
Wasn't that John Cena's gimmick? That
Right?
it wasn't
Right.
even much of a body slam, and they're like selling it like they got through the mat
Yeah.
by Andre the Giant from the top rope.
Exactly.
It was her finisher, but she didn't sit down. I'm guessing she wore the wrong shoes for the promo, maybe. 'Cause, like, she usually sits down and slams them on her head. And I'm like, what the
Right.
hell is she doing?
Oh,
Like,
is
the
that what
crowd
it
didn't
was?
even pop. Yeah, she did her finisher,
Okay.
but she was standing up. She never sat down. Like, and it's like it literally just looked like attitude adjustment.
Right. So then they were selling it based on what it should have been. It's her fault. It's another one of
Right.
those pesky botches. Let's not talk about those though, because remember what I said about movies? It happens. You know what the biggest botch of all time was? Not letting Terry Funk have a bigger role in Roadhouse. My God, that's a huge botch.
Right.
Preach.
Don't come back, you bastards. What do you say? Don't come back, Peckerhead. That's what he said. Oh,
Favorite part of the movie too.
Terry Funk, exactly.
Right. All right. So next we go to Seth and his crew and Paul Heyman delivering the news that Sami Zayn's going to be out for a while. Praise the Lord. Hallelujah.
Yep.
Looks like we needed a vacation.
Yep.
He'll,
Sami's got family time.
he'll be back before SummerSlam.
Don't say that. Bite your tongue. Shave your
We-
beard and choke on it.
Do you think he's going to go to the gym for a few weeks? Because of what he,
I think you'll drive
what-
by one once in a
because of
while.
what Steiner boy said hurt his feelings. Maybe he'll go to the gym for a few weeks.
Looking for
Yeah,
recycled
probably-
cans.
He's probably just gonna do cardio.
It's, it-
He's doing
it's like a
cardio.
guy-
He ain't doing nothing else.
it's like a guy who
Right.
throws crappy punches and doesn't have pride enough to make him better. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. All right, so next we go to Jay versus Reed, and Jay Uso's entrance takes forever.
Yeet.
Yeah, but I like his entrance in the fact that he gets all the kids and these little kids involved. I mean,
That's what
And
Jeffrey
hey, that-
Einstein would. That's what Jeffrey Einstein would say. What kind of?
That entrance right there puts money in his bank account.
yep.
It does. It does. You know, but
No
if you take
matter
out-
what his,
if
no
you
matter
cut
what his
everybody-
daddy would say.
Yeah, I wish he would just shut up on that whole thing and let his son have his career.
You know, it's
You
strange.
know,
I sent Rikishi a case of Dunkin' Donuts, and he hasn't been saying much lately. It's kind of weird, isn't it? And by the way,
Working
I
on
met
that clink
Rikishi
face.
back in the day when he was in the WCW as the Samoan SWAT team. One of the biggest assholes I ever met in my life, next to Buzzsaw and Van Vader. So stuck on that, you idiots.
Really? Yeah, I kind of felt
1989.
that. Kind of felt that not very long ago. He was kind
I
of.
remember
rude.
I had to wrestle.
Yeah,
It was me and a
I
guy.
know.
I know we're doing this show, but I had to wrestle him and somebody else. Well, the other Samoan guy, Samu. He was a great guy. And my partner and Rikishi goes, well, "Which one do you want to take to finish?" And I'm like, "I don't care." And he goes, and he got an attitude like I didn't jump up and down and do a backflip and go, "Oh, I'll do it. I'll do it. I'll be an honor to do it, sir. It'll be an honor to do it, sir." And he just went, "I'll do it on you." And he's just an asshole. And he did a big splash squash. He had to suck your, I almost died. Like Kurt. I did that
Yeah,
whole joke
he-
just to throw in Kurt. I called
Yeah,
Rikishi an asshole just to throw Kurt's name in. So just unbelievable.
Whenever I
Actually
met
saw
him,
a video. I saw a video today where Pat Patterson gave Rikishi the stink face, and he had a poop stain in his
Oh, I remember
underwear
that.
and got
I remember
all
that.
in his face.
I remember that.
I was dying.
Yeah, whenever Rikishi was my least favorite person that I met when we were in St. Louis.
Funny thing is, that was real. That just come from the shenanigans that were going on in Pat's room the night before. Uh-oh.
Whoops.
He was a little loose. Huh?
Too soon.
Hey, Pat Patterson was a man's man.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he was.
And every real man's man just jumped off a cliff. Burt Reynolds just came back from the grave and said, "You son of a bitch, you ruined it for all of us." It's like Rock Hudson. We found out Rock Hudson was gay. Hey, all bets are off. Holy crap. A name like Rock Hudson and he's gay.
And the
Drop
fact
the
that
news.
Rock Hudson and the fact that he died of food poisoning. Crazy. Because he ate a bad weenie. He got AIDS.
Oh,
Who died of food
better watch
poisoning?
out, Joey Chestnut. Better watch out.
Rock Hudson.
Who died of food poisoning?
Rock Hudson died of food poisoning.
Oh,
I didn't know that.
yeah, I'm sure that's what he swallowed. It was poison.
Somebody's missing the
Yeah.
joke.
Yeah, he had ate a bad weenie.
Even I got the joke, and I'm not very good at anything.
Oh god, yeah, that one went right over my head.
Although I
Anyways.
did I made some Pop Tarts earlier, and they came out really good. So I'm good at something.
Go ahead, Mark.
Anyways, Reed got disqualified for throwing a chair at Uso.
Ooh, how original.
Yep.
That was funny.
I mean,
I don't know about anything else. That part was funny.
Yeah.
I can understand a little more extreme getting disqualified for that. You know what I mean? I don't know.
It was just
I just
okay.
popped for it because he was like getting ready for that big old dive, and he's just off the chair fly off the corner of the screen, and it's like, oh fuck, he did the Braun Strowman. I'm like, poor D.
Too bad he can't
Well,
do the
at
Braun
first-
Strowman and be somewhere else. Hello?
I actually at first thought that Jay really ate that chair because it looked like.
Yeah, no, it was bad. God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, crap, I
just
think
hope
my
he-
wife's
he
home.
ate the soft part.
No, false alarm. Thank God.
Okay, so next we
All
go to LA Knight vignette calling out Seth Rollins. I kind of lost flavor for LA Knight, you know.
I don't know. This
He's
was a decent promo actually by him. This is one of the better ones he's done in a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was about to say he's actually getting hot again thanks to this feud because it's like at first you're like, what are you gonna do with him next? And now it's like, they just got him fighting Seth and the boys. They moved him to Raw, so he's been going back and forth. But I saw the internet rumors before that feud kind of started. They were gonna use him on Raw more because he pretty much doesn't have anything to do on SmackDown.
They got to give him.
I feel like they're giving him this Stone Cold Steve Austin role where he just comes out of nowhere and keeps being a little bit of a dick to everybody or whoever he wants to be a dick to, and then everybody loves it because he's being bad, but he's not being bad. That kind of thing, and it's keeping him relevant.
That comparison's been made though that he's a Stone Cold ripoff. Yeah. I generally
Sami Zayn.
It's just reinventing the wheel over again, like everybody does with storylines and all promotions. Hey, let's go back and do this story from like 1985 when they did this and this. I've seen it. I've lived it. I've wrestled it. Yeah,
right.
They're just making what's old is new again because a lot of the younger fans never saw any of that, so it's new to them. So why not rehash the same stuff? Now, us older guys, we know what we're looking at when we see it, but the young kids, they don't. So it's just it's a chapter in an old book that you're reading to these kids. That's all it is.
Pretty much.
Plus again,
different
And
players.
Sami Zayn, LA Knights in his 40s. Get the message? LA Fitness, Planet Fitness, not that expensive. Planet Fitness is nice too. Get the black card thing. You get tan, enhancement chamber, massage chairs. It's amazing. Like $30 a month.
30.
25. Where'd they go up? I don't know.
I'm grandfathered in at 20.
Oh, okay. Well,
Sami Zayn can afford it.
When I was going before I turned into Sami Zayn, it was like 25.
Did your bank account get better when you became Sami Zayn?
No, my belly got bigger.
You just got to wrap it up like Sammy, so you got bad ribs.
That's a good idea. I was never much of a ribber.
No, you strike me as all natural.
I flew under the radar too.
Hey, as small as he is, he must have some really strong ribs to even be breathing to do that match. Because he didn't act like he was without oxygen at all.
He's a professional.
Oh yeah, went all that cardio, boy. It's pretty good when you got a pneumothorax from a rib going through it.
It's like the old days. You got to work hard.
Yeah.
All right. So next we go to Rhea.
And I didn't say work Kurt because he's dying. You got to show him a little bit of slack. You don't work Kurt. Don't rip Kurt. Let him go. Let him have the last few years, last few months of his life in peace, for God's sake. But I didn't say rest in peace. I just, relax. Have a little time.
Just close your eyes for a second.
I'm surprised he's down here commenting.
Right. All right.
His internet probably went out.
Oh, are you saying his internet died before he did? That's a shame.
Have you watched the show?
All right. Next we go to Rhea and Io Sky vignette. And then we go to the anticipated Grande Americano versus Dragon Lee. I don't know what kind of steroids he's on, but you know what? I didn't know steroids could add height to you. And he seemed kind of like
They can. Look, I had no choice but to be impressed because as I posted, 78-year-old Vince McMahon putting on the mask again, showing up in the ring. We all know that's who El Grande Americano
Oh my
is.
God.
I don't know, but he seemed kind of lanky with that added height. He didn't seem like his normal self.
Yeah,
God,
we should really find this entertaining, but I just didn't.
Really, I loved it, man. I love what they're doing with it. I just wish they would keep changing different people, just keep changing. Get somebody kind of fatter to do it. I think it would be more entertaining.
That would be awesome if Otis came back and did it.
Yeah, Otis.
And nobody...
If that starts happening, someone's watching this show.
Yep.
Well, I feel like they're setting that up for Chad Gable actually wrestling Americano
Yep.
Yeah.
to try to prove that
I
it's
think
not
that's what
him.
it-
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I feel is going on.
Yeah. You never
So-
see Clark Kent and Superman in the same room.
Nope.
Or what if
Very
they end up
true.
becoming a tag team? What if they end up becoming a tag team and there's two of them? You know,
Right.
Yeah, they could do
there's
that.
so much
Because
there's so much they can do with it. You know.
I did
'cause
like
I do
that Corey.
believe they were doing. Oh, good.
I did like Corey Graves putting Michael Cole in his place by saying, "Yeah, I suppose you think Giant Machine was Andre the Giant and Dusty Rhodes is Midnight Cowboy." I got a good chuckle out of that.
That's I
Midnight
don't want to
Rider,
correct
yeah.
you, but that's Midnight Rider. But it's,
Midnight Rider.
What did I say?
Right there.
Yeah.
Midnight Cowboy was a movie.
And-
I didn't
John
say Cowboy,
Boyd.
did I?
Yes.
yeah, you did.
Oh, did I? Oh, my apologies. No, I meant Midnight Rider.
I
The
hate that I know
problem-
the Midnight Rider was a movie in 1969. It makes me kind of old.
The problem with Corey Graves saying this is you have a lot of fans going, "What is he talking about?"
He does that a lot, though. I mean, he
What
just
is he talking
shows
about?
his wrestling nerdism. But no, the Grande thing, I know it was probably supposed to end with like Rey Mysterio like busting Chad Gable. That's why they're constantly fighting the LWO. But it's like they gotta do something to keep it fresh. So changing the guy in the mask is probably the best thing to do. Like Joe said, what if they have him fight Gable or have them tag team and show up at the same time dressed as Grande, and then we never find out who the other one is.
You know what would be funny? If Otis dressed up as Americano and Michael Cole was adamant about the fact it's still Chad Gable.
Yes.
It's hilarious. Well, because I mean, Otis can do them moonsaults and stuff. So I mean, why
Can he?
not? I'm sure he can.
I think it'd be awesome. I think it'd be the best thing they did in a long time.
It'd be better
Yeah,
if
well,
Americano
that's
was
what-
dressed like Maxine and they sent her to me in a little like care package. Just saying.
Oh
You don't
man,
gotta put
I'm
a
tell-
ribbon on it. Just make it in like a what do they call those? A discreet box. And
I'm telling Liv.
oh, I don't care.
Bob's trying to host Evolution at his house anyway. He don't care.
On YouTube
Yeah.
of all places. People laugh about the fact that Evolution's on YouTube, but here's a newsflash for all you idiots out there. Netflix has like about 300 million subscribers. Peacock a hell of a lot less. YouTube, billions of people have access. So suck on that bit of information there, moronic.
Really,
fans.
Evolution's on YouTube. I didn't know that.
Yes.
Yeah, I didn't
But
know
they
that
have
either.
billions of people who use YouTube literally.
I think they're doing both. I think they're doing Peacock.
Yep.
But
Bite your tongue
I think,
because you just made me look like a fool. A national world podcast.
Yeah.
I'm going to look
In front
that
of
up.
our
because-
hundreds and
this
hundreds
is
of
a-
I'm
fans.
going to look it up. I'm going to look it up because if it's not true, the best referee of all time, Bill Alfonso, is going to apologize to me
Hey,
on your behalf. I'm going to look it
I'll
up right
get to
now.
see.
This is
I'll
a
get
big
to see Bill in September.
weekend for. This
Uh-oh,
is a big
someone
weekend
text me.
for professional wrestling. You got Saturday night's main event.
Oh,
Then you have also Lynn, Texas, and then Sunday Evolution.
It sounds like
Lots of happening
all
this weekend.
the Texas show's only got 20,000 tickets sold.
only for AEW, that's like 1,000.
So
mean,
Yeah,
a
but
million.
the stadium seats like 50,000.
Evolution.
Evolution's only got
Yeah,
like
so they got-
3,000 sold.
You know what?
Ring of
I was
Honor
at-
Super Card of Honor Friday.
I was at Tampa Stadium, 1980, third row, Dusty Rhodes, Harley Race, main event, billed as the last Tango in Tampa. The stadium holds like, 70,000. There was 20,000 there. You know what we thought? Holy freaking shit, this is amazing. So
Right.
there you go.
Right.
yeah,
All right. So next we go to Penta and Paul Heyman having a tele-T or whatever. And then Braun Breaker comes out and kind of scares Penta off a little bit. Penta says, no fear. Next we go to Stephanie Vignette.
Velcara.
Oh, sorry. And then we go to Gunther to the ring, and Goldberg shows up. And you're right, Goldberg threw one hell of a punch,
And
actually.
Gunther. Yep. Yep.
That was a really good
Yep.
punch.
Uh,
I actually like the segment too.
Yeah,
For
I do
Kane.
too.
Yep.
That's the fastest I've seen Gunther
Is there
move.
any other matches? Is there any other matches on Saturday Night Main Event that you guys are invested in, with the exception of the Goldberg versus Gunther match?
No, because all the Saturday Night main events have been a letdown.
I'd like to see what happened. I know it's going to be a lot of run-ins and foolishness, but I still want to see something LA Knight.
I'm looking forward to Hulk Hogan against Terry Funk. Oh wait, that one already happened. It was a hell of a match though. I was there live.
I'm definitely. I'm looking forward to the Hogan versus Andre. I mean, yeah.
That wasn't on Saturday night's main event.
No.
Neither was Hogan versus Funk.
Yes.
Oh my god. Yeah.
All right, so we finally end up with Seth versus Penta.
All right, next match.
Seth versus Penta. And this was a halfway decent match. It wasn't spectacular or anything, but it was halfway decent. Seth got the pin, and lo and behold, LA Knight comes out of nowhere, drops him like a bad habit, and runs off before Braun and Bronson Reed can get him. And LA Knight pretty much telling him time's running out.
By the way, I want to say something. I'm always one who can say what he wants, stupid or not. And I want to apologize to George right now. It does air on Peacock. I'm man enough to admit I'm sorry, but I'm an idiot. So you should know that by now.
And he still doesn't think I'm the best referee.
Actually, I've never seen you referee, so that counts for something.
See, hold on now.
Let me watch a video of you, and I'll go, "Yeah, he's a referee. He's just a referee. Anybody can be a referee. I can be a referee, but I can't get down on my knees. If I got down on my knees, I couldn't get back up.
I've never seen you count to three either.
Never seen
I
me
can't
throw a
count to
punch?
three.
I'm sure you'd like it. I'm sure Bob would be
But
impressed.
you know what, Mark? There's a difference, Mark. Don't even try. The difference is that you can easily find a match with Bob Cook in it versus trying to find a match. I mean, Gerald's, what has he actually done with his life in professional wrestling besides referee a few small shows? I mean, come on.
Yeah, I've only been in business 7 years. What do I really do?
Oh, by the way, when I said I was an idiot, when people used to say, like, you know, you say I'm not a doctor when I play one on TV. When I was wrestling, I used to tell people I'm not an idiot, but I play one on TV. That's what I said.
Never a dull moment with you guys.
So that took care of Monday Night Raw. I give last night a C. To be honest with you.
Yeah, I'd be hard.
I agree. I 100% agree with that. It's a C because it was not as good as last week.
You know, I don't get to watch it very often, but it was more entertaining than I've seen in past. So
I said I'd be hard pressed to go higher than a C2. There was too many botches, too many missed opportunities.
I thought we already covered the whole botch situation. It's like pulling teeth.
If they would just slow down a little bit and tell the story, there would be a whole lot less botches.
You know, there's a story. There's a story that I just read of Kevin Nash attending an NXT viewing, and he told Shawn Michaels, you know, you need to tell your people to slow it down. And Shawn Michaels was like, we can't, because the fans only want high spots.
But I also heard Kevin Sullivan say that America is no longer free, so we can't really take his word for anything, can we? Because I didn't get up until like 1 in the afternoon. I was able to sleep as long as I want. That's freedom. That's freedom.
Bob, if you heard Kevin Sullivan say that, then
I mean Kevin Nash. Sorry.
Kevin Nash. Yeah, Kevin Sullivan's fucking dead. All right.
Oh, I thought you said Kevin Nash. I'm sorry.
Kevin Nash. Yeah, Jesus. Yeah, but anyway, guys, that takes care of Monday Night Raw. Joe, anything that you need to plug?
Is
that a loaded question?
New Breed Wrestling, Sedalia, Missouri, 7 p.m. this Saturday night. I will be in action. From what I understand, it most likely will be a 2-on-1 handicap match. So I'm going to enjoy kicking a couple of guys' asses across the ring. So this should be fun. One highlight Real City, here we come. So yeah, So I'm there for that one. I'll be in Vegas. I'll be in Vegas with KG and hopefully Kurt. And
fingers crossed.
Hope he makes it.
If not, he'll be there in spirit.
eulogy.
He'll be there in spirit. He'll be there in spirit.
You know what?
And then I'm flying to Florida September 6th for Gary Wolf's promotion down there. I will be in a triple threat for the NWA Television Championship. So that's a highlight of my life.
Where is that
That's going to be somewhere in Tampa, Florida.
Oh,
yeah, I can't think of the exact city, but it's in the suburb of Tampa. And I'll be actually flying out once a month after that. And I'm actually, this is crazy. Both of my characters are being used in this show. So I've got to bring both character gears and do both. I got to work the hired gun with the Russians, and then I got to be the Silverback at the end of the night. So it's going to be a new experience for me.
Awesome.
And yet you only get one paycheck.
Yeah, right. I get to work two different people. So the hired gun says, "Don't I get paid double?" Because that's what I told my guy that's bringing me in. I said, "So I get two paychecks, right?" And he goes, "Well, isn't it payment enough that you get to hang out with me?" I said, "Sorry, man, that's the hired gun talking right now."
yeah.
And he demanded a drug test.
Next thing you know, they're going to ask you to help set up the ring. What a scam that is.
Yeah, what a scam. What a scam. That's like I said, if Jimmy Hart does it at 81, 82 years old, then why can't we?
Well, what I say is that Jimmy Hart wants to do it, fine, but he shouldn't be required to do it. I never did. The great Malenko never made us help set the ring. And when I first started, it was never a thing back in my day. Now it's used as free labor. It's used as shame. It's used as it's paying your dues. You know what's paying your dues? It's training your ass off in the ring to be a wrestler. It's packing your bag. It's kissing your kid, kissing your wife, saying goodbye, gone for weeks at a time. That's paying your dues. It's not being a ring boy. If I want to be a ring boy, I'd be a ring boy. If I want to be a referee, I'd be a referee. I want to be a goddamn wrestler. I was a goddamn wrestler. Setting the ring is not part of the equation. If you want to do it, fine, but you shouldn't be shamed. You shouldn't be required. You shouldn't be expected. That's my feel. You know who else agrees with me? Baby Doll. She said, my father would have went crazy if I would have came to the show and see Tully Blanchard and Dusty Rhodes help set up the ring. And I'm not putting myself in that category. Yeah. The point is, there's people who set up rings. That's their job. When I was a kid, we could help set up the rings and they let us in free. I didn't do that. I'm talking about other kids. But anyways, I went crazy, didn't I?
Yeah, when you get your blood pressure checked there, buddy.
Because if Jimmy Hart wants to set up the ring, help set up, that's fine. But the promoter should say, no, Mr. Hart, don't be doing that. We don't need the liability of a broken hip. Sit down, have a beer, have a drink, have a real American beer.
He really is one of those guys that just wants to do it. Like, I've been around him a lot the last few years.
And that's fine. That's fine. But it shouldn't be expected. It's not part of paying dues. Sorry.
He's just leading by example. That's what I feel.
If you're just starting out, fine, but you've been in business for a while. Look, you're going to be going like my kid used to wrestle a lot, but he got tired of that crap because he wouldn't get home till 3 a.m, and he had, strangely enough, a real job.
Yeah. Anywhere I've ever been flown to, I've never been required to do the ring stuff. Now here at Mid-States, they have us help put the show together beforehand and everything. I don't mind that because I get a really good payout in Springfield where I'm at because I'm kind of like the local hero here.
That's different.
And New Breed, I help at the end of the night so everybody can get done and hit the highway because I'm like two some hours. Everybody that comes in is like at least an hour and a half to 2 hours away, and so everybody tries to pitch in and get done quicker,
If that's what people want to do, fine, but it just shouldn't be expected. I was always taught to dress nice when you go to show. Don't look like Joe Blow in the front row. Dress nice. What are you going to dress nice? I'm going to wear slacks and a nice shirt and go, hey, let me help you with the ring there, boys. No, it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
And I'm not too good for it. Nothing to do with being too good for it. It's not my job. It's not part of the job description.
Yeah. So if I'm flying out and going to one of these bigger shows I'm getting paid to do, I'm going to dress nice. Right. But like these shows here close to home, it's like, dude, I'm driving 2 or 3 hours. I'm going to wear sweatpants, some slip-on shoes, and a wife beater. That's it. I'm being comfortable on my way there and back.
Right. By the way, I don't know any idea what I'm talking about. I just like to cause trouble. Well, I was waiting
I
for
mean,
the
unless
question.
there's, I know
was
there's
waiting for the.
George,
important times.
What? What'd you say, KG?
No, I said, you have anything you promote?
I was waiting for Bob to throw his Mountain Dew in his rant. I'm gonna be in Morgan City, Louisiana this Saturday for Cajun Heat #9. I'm always roped into doing that one. It's a lot of fun though. Other than that, I'm gonna cross promote because Bob has T-shirts on Pro Wrestling Tees. I have T-shirts on Pro Wrestling Tees. Y'all go buy those and make us more money because I want to see Bob throwing Mountain Dews every week.
When I come on here and I say, "Hey, wrestling fans, T-shirt sales go through the roof." Oh boy! Hey, I can't be a liar. I can't work the fans. I hate them.
You have Bob? You have anything going on?
You didn't ask. You didn't ask the question right because you knew what the answer was going to be.
I know.
You have to ask the question right.
Fine.
Bob, you got anything to promote?
Do you have anything to plug?
Yes, but they happen to work for AEW. Oh,
Well, I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming.
Mark, I would ask you the same question, but you ain't got a goddamn thing to plug. So
Never. I'm ready to take it home.
Yep, we're taking it home.
He's
right
ready to
now.
go home.
So
aren't you already home?
Tomorrow, July 9th at 6 p.m., Gene Jackson is going to be on the podcast. He co-authored a book about hot stuff, Eddie Gilbert, with Doug Gilbert, who is his brother. Hot stuff Eddie Gilbert's brother. He's going to be on tomorrow. We'll be talking about hot stuff Eddie Gilbert and talking about why it took 10 years to get this book wrote. Until then, guys, subscribe to the podcast, and I'll be back on Thursday to do a recap of AEW Dynamite, their go-home show before their big show, All In. Stop making that face, George. You're going to be on, sir. You don't have nothing to do. You're going to watch AEW, goddammit.
My brain's melting. My brain's melting thinking about it.
So we're back. Thank you for being a guest tonight. I appreciate it. Hopefully, Kurt will be back next week. If not, we'll be at his funeral services for sure. So until then, you guys have a good one.
No offense, but I'm not going to the funeral. Okay?
I'm going to phone into you.